Spider-Man or woman.
We don't know.
For sure.
Well, where would you rank Brand New Day? I don't know if I saw you rank him at all. Like, if you were to do a live action specific Spider-Man ranking.
I had Spider-Man 2 number 1.
Okay.
And then I had Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3, and then Brand New Day.
Yeah. I'm kind of similar.
And on rewatch, I was like, it could maybe surpass Spider-Man 3 for me.
It could.
Maybe.
I think, a lot of younger kids pissing me off. Pissing me off lately.
I agree.
And they'll say like, "Oh, you're just like basing this on nostalgia," and it's like, no, I'm really not. Like, it's just those are better made movies. Like, what are you talking about?
They have so much more style, and even with their imperfections, specifically Spider-Man 3, it's like, yeah, but someone was like trying to do something with their own stamp on it, and I do think Destin Daniel Cretton is, but like John Watts, I can't tell you his fucking style besides Homecoming wanting to be, a John Hughes movie. The other two, I'm like, I don't really know what these are supposed to be.
And younger kids are like, they like swear by the Home trilogy being even better than the Raimi trilogy. I'm like, that's fucking insane. That's just like...
I had this conversation recently with someone about Batman, about like The Dark Knight, an amazing movie.
Yeah.
But I don't... It's cliche to say, I think, but like not always the best Batman movie. Like if you're talking just specifically the character of Batman, because he doesn't want to even be Batman. And to me, Batman should be fucking like suicidal, like doing this because it's all he can do. But Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne is like, I don't want to do this. This sucks. And go ahead.
It's like a when we're playing Kane and Lynch right now.
Yeah.
Like, The Dark Knight is not a great Batman movie. That is cliche to say, but it is a great crime gritty, like, homage to Heat. Like, and I'm not even just talking about the opening scene. Like, The Dark Knight, when people compare it to Heat, it's not just the opening bank heist.
It's the interrogation.
It's the interrogation
it's the whole
scene.
dynamic between Batman and Joker.
Yeah, it's literally Macaulay and Vincent.
Yeah,
like it's the same shit.
Where I was going with that though, on the subject of Spider-Man, is like, I don't feel that way about the John Watts Spider-Man movies. I think they fundamentally miss the character of Spider-Man, generally speaking,
absolutely,
and are also not like great movies. Like, I'm entertained, but like I never have the urge to rewatch Homecoming, Far From Home, sometimes No Way Home, but it's one of those movies people talk about, like you throw it back on, you're like, it doesn't,
it's not a movie.
hold up. Yeah, it doesn't hold up the way I thought. And I'm not as hard on it as some people are about like the nostalgia bait of that movie. Like, I do think Toby and Andrew serve like a thematic purpose that works for me. Though I do think maybe the handling of some of the villains is a little clunky. I think they're all everyone but Goblin is kind of like a little wonky or mischaracterized. Like Lizard and Sandman. Like Sandman, someone said it recently. They're like, he is whatever the scene needs him to be, if he's good or bad.
I want to go home.
It's so funny because like when he's introduced, I was like, oh, they get it, like because he shows up and he immediately protects Peter. And I was like, oh, they understand where he last was. Like he has an understanding with Peter Parker, and that made me really happy. But then everything that follows that, I'm like, again, kind of just like whatever he needs to be. He has no reason to fight Spider-Man at the end of the movie, but he does. For some reason. But yeah, I think Brand New Day, on the other hand, has a much stronger handling of what it wants to be. It's from like a stylistic, standpoint, the kind of story it wants to tell, and its understanding of Spider-Man Peter Parker, which I greatly admire, without throwing out the pieces of the last 3 movies either. It obviously carries on the story, but it also keeps MJ and Ned, and in my opinion does way more with them. Like,
it does.
Makes me way more
I don't
interested.
think it does enough with them. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it would have been a great opportunity to get. I like that we both picked up a fire extinguisher, waiting to use it. I think they both like they could have had an opportunity to give Ned more character traits because of the memory loss, where it's just like, all right, so like now that he's not with Spider-Man, like what is his ambition? Like what does he want to do with his life? And instead his ambition is he wants to make apps that track Spider-Man. And it's just like, all right, so his life still revolves around Spider-Man, despite, we could have introduced that he has more than that. Is there a dog attacking me? Back to the Home trilogy. One thing that always bothered me about that trilogy is it makes no goddamn sense to me that in his first appearance in Civil War, he expresses that with great power comes great responsibility without saying it. Like he says like that thing where he's like, when you can do what I do and you don't, and then the bad things happen, that's on you or whatever. And then I remember when I first saw that movie, I was like, oh, so they're not doing Uncle Ben, but it's clear that it happened. That Uncle Ben died, and it's very clearly that's what they were going for with that by that scene. Yeah. And then 100%. The Watch trilogy starts, and it's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's so
he doesn't know ominous. Responsibility. Why?
They like flip. For all the flack that the Russos get, I do think they understood Spider-Man better in his short appearances across Infinity War, Civil War, and Endgame. And I really appreciated that. But yeah, there was an inconsistency with his character and this like retroactive thinking, because I don't think this was the thinking when they made them, but like that they would tell his origin over 3 movies, and I was like, yeah, but you did it way worse than any. And I don't even like how they do this origin in the Amazing Spider-Man 1. Like I think that's pretty rough.
That has the funniest. With great power comes great responsibility. It's like
you have a moral obligation to do those things.
Your father had a philosophy.
He believed that if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here.
It felt like Martin Sheen improvising.
Like he forgot his lines, so he just stumbled his way through it. And good enough.
They were like, it'd be kind of lame if we just said with great power comes great responsibility again. So like, if you could just like come up with like some creative way to say that. And he said, I got you.
I got you. Don't worry, I've been practicing. I actually think he's not a bad Uncle Ben.
No, he's great.
I thought he was actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But that scene is just awkward.
It's very, But yeah, it is weird. We still have no idea if Uncle Ben was really in these movies. Some people have theorized he was just a deadbeat or something, which I kind of don't like anyways. Like, I feel like that's kind of wrong.
In Homecoming, he says like something like, with everything that May has been through. So like it implies like some implications. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so bizarre. Anyways, Brand New Day fixed most of my problems with Holland. Peter.
Same.
Where it's just like, and it doesn't even have to do with like him being like sad, although that's a big part of it. But
yeah,
it's just he feels like a real character and not just like happy-go-lucky teenager who.
Yes.
Which was good for one movie. I think it was good for Homecoming, and then the fact that it kept going. Was just ridiculous.
It took 3 movies for him to get fucking brutalized.
took 10 years, 6 movies. For them to put him in a real suit and not have it CG on.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. and to swing around like properly, like that's another thing. It's like it took way too long for Spider-Man to like have a presence in New York. Like in Homecoming, they have that montage where he's like going around doing like very small potato stuff, no pun intended, of you know, he's helping like old ladies cross the street and stuff. And I did appreciate that, but I was like, yeah, but like do more. And they also just made him feel kind of incompetent, like when he goes in to like stop the bank robbers and he's like, I don't know, I just didn't. You can be funny and silly without making him look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I feel like most of his appearances prior to this movie, he looks really dumb. And I don't want my guy to look dumb.
Man, I love the hand. That's cool.
Oh yeah, they are so cool. I kind of wish that they hadn't revealed them in the trailer as antagonists, since they set up early on in the movie, like, oh no, they're good guys now. And I was like, yeah, but I know that they're not going to stay good guys. Which
Tremel Tillman playing his
them,
same character
Gene,
from Severance too is very funny, but
yeah. Yeah, that was very telegraphed, like this guy's bad.
Yeah.
But granted, I don't know if you're really supposed to. Well, I guess I kind of do a little reveal where Tom Holland's like, he lied to me, and I'm like, well, yeah, man, they're shady as fuck. What did you think about Jean Grey's inclusion in the movie?
Yeah, so I liked it. I have mixed feelings in terms of like the MCU-ness of it all.
Yeah.
I would have preferred Mr. Negative, like what was originally rumored.
Yeah.
When like the first set photos came out. And I don't know if there were rewrites or reshoots or something, but it did seem like at first it was going to be Mr. Negative.
There was some speculation because there's a symbol on the tank that people thought that was related to that, but the production designer, one of the production designers, came out and said, no, we just thought that looked cool. So
Cool.
I don't think he was ever like legitimately in the cards unless there was like a very early draft.
I mean, it's the Brand New Day story, so that's why, like, you know, other people thought that as well, because he is the villain of that story in the comics. But I like Jean Grey. I think it was the most natural way that they could do you know, an X-Men backdoor pilot, is to introduce the themes of, you know, the inhibitor chip and what, you know, what mutants deal with, and thematically about Peter wanting to suppress his own mutations, and it worked. I think it worked.
Yes. It all. I appreciate that they made a Spider-Man movie where it's not really about stopping the bad guy. Like, obviously, he is chasing after her, but like it's not about that, you know. And I really appreciate them taking that swing, because I do think Spider-Man's the perfect character to do a story like that.
Absolutely.
And so for me, they score some big points on that. Where the hell are you?
A tweet pointed it out, but I just think it's hilarious that MJ was like, yeah, I don't want to work for some soulless corporation. And she fucking, she majored in aerospace engineering.
Yeah.
Fake woke. And she's been fake woke since the first movie. Where like, because in the first movie, like she has they established that in Homecoming, where she's like, you know, like, oh, you know, this
won't go to
monument
the
built by
Washington
slaves.
Monument. Yeah.
What a like hollow, like a hollow depiction of like a left wing character. It's so funny.
It would be funny if they like made a commentary on like performative wokeness or whatever, but like it's not even that. It's just like,
these movies aren't smart enough for that, or Disney wouldn't even
not.
like allow them to do something like that.
But yeah, it's just kind of, and I wouldn't necessarily want them to do that to MJ. Don't make her look that stupid.
Don't make her like that in the first place if you're gonna like do it fake, you know, like
I agree.
Yeah, I just really wish that she had a little bit more character. Same thing with her and
He didn't make it.
and Ned. I really think it would have been cool if Ned like had something else that wasn't the Spidey tracker, or like maybe he's like,
Yeah.
I would have loved if Peter found them and found out that they completely moved on.
They kind of do, because they show when Ned shows up at their apartment, he like daps up like a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And it's clear he's like a bit more popular without Peter, which I found to be interesting, but they don't really go anywhere with that.
It's very brief.
Yeah.
I do think there's like little things where I'm like, I wish that got more time. Like,
Yeah.
I actually think Peter should have gotten way more consequences for creating that inhibitor chip. And some people say like maybe they're probably saving that for a future, you know, movie. But I don't know. Like I
don't know that they are.
I don't know that they
feel like
are.
that's really long-term thinking, because you're not going to do it in the first X-Men movie.
No.
At least I don't think it makes sense to.
You can't do it with like like they didn't do anything with the drones in Far From Home, which is a similar like moral quandary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm surprised they didn't do like some sort of. It looks like his inhibitor chip is clearly inspired by the one he made for Doc Ock in No Way Home.
Yeah, I mean, it's called an inhibitor chip. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody brought that up. Well, I guess only Peter could, but you know,
Yeah,
like,
that he didn't bring it up. Like, oh, maybe I can like learn from that.
Fix everybody else like I did Doc Ock, you know, or yeah. There's no real mention of that, which I was surprised by. I mean, maybe it was cut out or something, but yeah, that was surprising to me as well. But yeah, I liked. I didn't really like her inclusion the first time I saw the movie, but the second time I saw it, I was like way more in on Jean Grey. I think
I thought she was
all
great,
my
yeah.
expectations were gone. Yeah,
I don't love her performance, but I liked how they wrote her, and I liked what they did with her.
Yeah, I can agree with that too. I think
every time she gets angry, it does feel a little like Duffer Brothers 11, but it's
sure.
I'm not. She's got a. You know, all she's done so far is mostly Stranger Things and The Whale. So I think, you know, give it time. I think she can improve. And I don't think she was bad. I just thought like it was a little CW-ish sometimes.
Sure,
which is fine.
yeah. I do think I actually enjoyed how they integrated the MCU into this movie.
Yeah,
in the
it
sense
felt very
that, like,
seamless.
Yeah, Punisher's out there, you know, doing Punisher shit. That's cool, and he's really good in the movie. And then the Hulk is teaching at a school, and like it makes sense for Peter to go see him. He felt like, you know, works into the themes of the movie about you know, controlling this monster and stuff. And I thought that was really smart. I guess I was a little surprised when they don't follow up on what happened to him after they carry him away in a stretcher. I was like, so is he in trouble? Like,
yeah,
I don't know if the Hulk is like, if there's an understanding, like sometimes he does that, you know, but
I think it's funny that he's clearly meant to be like Dr. Connors.
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe like the original character. Yeah. And then they are like, well, it makes more sense to do the Hulk.
And I didn't mind how they did it. So
I didn't either. Yeah, it was good. And it was nice to see him big Hulk again, like real Hulk, cool. And not fucking pussy Hulk.
They kind of went a little Ang Lee Hulk in that scene where they were just like
a little bit. Yeah,
I didn't know you can get that big. You know, like yeah.
When he like looks straight down the camera when he finally fully transforms, is like, oh yeah, this is Hulk what we've been missing. Yeah. Oh, so good, so good.
I like they kind of call back to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 a little bit. And by that, I mean a scene where a British actor goes a little too hard on the New York accent. And it stands out. It's that first scene where he's talking on the phone with the wolf.
Yes.
He kind of overdoes the New York a little bit.
I noticed that it slips out a little bit.
It's really funny.
Started more than a gang war.
It's so funny. Yeah.
All he left was a briefcase. briefcase full of junk.
I love that scene so much because it's so like inconsistent. Like nothing else in the movie sounds like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Andrew? I have been really enjoying. So like a week ago, I randomly spent like a day going through the Sony leaked emails.
Yeah.
I do this every now and then because they're so fucking
so
funny.
Yeah.
Just like searching random things, and I'm like, I wonder if this was like a subject, and like, yeah, of course it was, and reading all the emails with like Drew Goddard and Amy Pascal, and just being like, these guys were just fucking saying anything, and it was crazy. And then like a few days later, that concept art from Sinister Six came out and showed Spider-Man falling onto Savage Land while missiles are being shot. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is insane. And then another piece of concept art came out last night of
I saw that.
Oh, my game crashed. But yeah, him and Doc Ock fighting in like a library, which looked really cool.
I'm actually kind of glad that they're it sounds like it's gonna be a few years before we get another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, if they're willing to wait on
Cretton.
Daniel Destin Cretton, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine doing another one without him, but it's gonna probably be a hard wait. Oh, I died. I'm
Where
up
are
on
you?
the scaffolding on the right side. Nice. Oh, my game crashed.
My
again.
game crashed. Oh. Yeah, our game crashed.
Great.
Cool.
But it is going to be a hard wait because they're saying it's going to make like $2.7 billion.
Yeah, I
know people love Spider-Man. That's a crazy number to me. That is unfathomable for a pretty, I mean, all things considered, like standard movie. Like it's not like there's some crazy thing in it that's like, oh, we got to go see this 8 times, you know?
Yeah.
Like it is nuts that it's going to make that much. But hey, I'm here for it. I love seeing Spidey support. But yeah, like you said, how do you wait? Because this was already a pretty long wait, in my opinion.
Like the new Spider suit looks so good. Like I don't understand why they took so long to do it this way.
I have no idea. It seems so obvious. The only thing I will accept being CG is if they do the symbiote and they do it like really weird. Like I'm cool with that.
And
but
they seem super inspired by Insomniac Spidey, so I could see them doing like a similar design
very
where it's
goopy.
like kind of goopy.
Yeah. It still looks great. I like that you can see his eyes behind the mask.
Yeah.
You could kind of see that in some of the Tobey movies every now and then.
The scene in Spider-Man 2 and
yes,
in the climax where you could see his eyes through the thing. Yeah.
That stuff's so cool. So I'm glad they leaned into that. I'm glad you can see his like ears. I'm glad it feels like he emotes more too.
Yeah.
With his body.
There's wrinkles. It's not smoothed out.
Yeah, it just looks good. It doesn't need to look like a fucking perfect video game.
Well, doing
Spider-Man
that,
suit
disconnects me from what's going on screen. Or it's like
I agree.
If you have a guy who looks real the entire way through, like there's no separation between the action and the rest of the movie. And that's part of what the MCU disconnect comes from, is that the previous stuff makes all of that feel like a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man also putting the kids onto TV on the radio, like Breaking Bad did for me.
That song's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
One of the best scenes in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Which song do they use?
DLZ by TV on the radio. And it's the scene where he says, "Stay out of my territory" to those two guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we finished the mission. All right, we'll end there.
Good. All right.
This game's great. I fucking love this.
I do too.